What happens when you get upset on social media or people get upset with you? And I just had that experience recently here in Chicago, where I called out somebody on one of the Facebook groups in our neighborhood, and I said, because they were tearing down the fences and they were working out on the workout equipment, and I took pictures when I was walking the dog, and I posted them, and I said, this is what people are doing. And someone called me a fucking creep who takes pictures and this and that. We got into a big argument, and people were defending me and people were attacking me and telling me to mind my own business. And I was like, this is not worth it. I was just trying to sort of say, this is what people are doing, and maybe we should act a little bit differently, but it was just, it took on a life of its own. How do you deal with that?
And it's interesting because I actually recently did an episode that talked a little bit about peer mediation and stuff like that. And I spoke about another podcast where he doesn't define it as peer mediation, but he is, in a sense, mediating between two parties who say something online and the other person doesn't like what they have to say. And so they start doing a pile on and all hell breaks loose and words are spoken that they wish that they could erase, but it's the internet. It won't ever get erased.
Right.
And, that's one of the first things you have to realize is that it's not going to ever get erased. And no matter what you put on there, somebody is going to find something that they're not going to like. And I think one of the things that people, their first mistake when it comes to social media is that they have some sort of reason for posting it. They have some direction they're trying to go with a picture or a comment, and they don't take into consideration all the different ways that somebody can read and take whatever it is that they put online. And
right. No context.
Right.
A lot of posting.
Yeah, and that is probably, I think, the first mistake a lot of people make is they mean one thing, but it comes off as something totally different. And so, and my very first advice is, if you write something out, you can write it out, but don't hit enter, or use a different platform like a Word document or something like that, and type it out, and just sit back for a minute, type it out, think about what you had just written, reread it a couple times, and maybe even ask somebody else to reread it. You might be wanting to put that out like immediately because everybody's got to know about this right now.
Sure.
But if you're willing to take that extra 5 minutes, or even maybe just sleep on it if it's something really thick and deep, you can get your spouse's opinion on it, talk a little bit about it. But whatever you do, don't go into posting something with a closed mind. Understand that other people have a different understanding of what you were just saying. And unfortunately, if you don't do that, there's a chance you might lose friendships over it. You might, it might be something as big as breaking up a family. I've seen that happen. And it's all because they didn't mean it a certain way, but it came across something totally different. And especially when it comes to like politics and stuff like that. Oh my gosh.